There it is.
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today. Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
me, Banshee. Welcome to the show. And for anybody who is at my Material Matters show, we're sorry we didn't have the chat today. Something went wrong. Could it be Mercury retrograde? Could it be Mr. O retrograde?
Well, I was up later last night
Yes.
working on that due to
Wait a
reasons.
minute.
Yes, I was.
You were working on that before I even had the problem. Let's not obfuscate. But anyway, I digress. Also, I had a health problem we had to go to the ER last night for, so I am okay so far. We're going to find out from my doctor this week what's going on. And just to let you know, they even said, what did they say? How did they say it? About my test results, everything.
Oh, yeah, your blood is really clean.
It said all your tests were really the cleanest we've seen. So that made me feel real good. I didn't have a blood clot.
It wasn't in a bad area where everybody has drug problems or
Well, I
STDs.
didn't have liver failure or kidney dysfunction. So whatever's going on, I have a leaky leg. And so I have swelling in my leg. They're going to try to figure out if there's a way to either manage it or, I'll have to get compression socks. I tried today, but they didn't have my size at the wonderful pharmacies in our area. So I think I have a pair at home I'm going to try. But the thing is, they recommend you put them on first thing in the morning because that's when you're less swollen. So I've got gauze on and I am okay. I am okay. I'm ready to go. I'm not going to let any of this crap get me down.
That's right.
And also because today is a special day.
That's right.
Not just because it's the day before Mercury retrograde or hours before.
Hold for that. I want to get my
What?
you know what ready.
Okay.
Go on.
It's our fifth year anniversary. 5 years of live streaming for you. And so I definitely did not want to miss out on that. And this also happens to be my late Aunt Mary's birthday. So happy birthday to her. Her and her sisters are, and that maternal lineage, I believe, a little bit on my paternal side. But the maternal side is the reason I have the intuition and the ability to read cards that I do.
And some of the health problems.
Sadly, some of the health problems. My mom had a leaky leg too. The difference between her and me is she didn't have my cancer. And my cancer could be the culprit. It could be the drug therapy. It may be none of that. So I guess we're going to find out, hopefully this week, maybe. We'll see. But she had that problem too. So
Thank you, Violet.
thank you all. All right, so today, because we just passed a seasonal change, I am using with the harvest season starting, I'm using the Oracle of Portals today. So thought we'd figure out what portal we are entering. So, and my feet are up, so if I look funny, I have my legs up on chairs here. So I'm in good shape here as far as elevating my legs go.
Hi, Rajaswari.
Hi, Rajaswari.
And welcome, Mindful Mind. I see you've identified yourself as new to the list. Thank you for joining us.
And by the way, those of you who get a birthday reading from us, I want to tell you, let Mr. O pick this card first, but I have a story to tell about this.
Hi, Violet Ann.
Hey, Violet Ann. Here you go.
And you're welcome to Mindful Mind.
Yes, thank you for joining us, Mindful Mind. I see you're new here. Thank you for that.
May I?
You may. What is it?
Freedom. 44. Freedom.
Woohoo. It's probably the last card in the deck, right?
I don't know.
It is. The last portal in the deck, freedom. You are now stepping out of a cage and reclaiming your birthright to be free. Perhaps you're leaving a job, organization, or relationship that has been like a prison to you. Or your prison may have been less tangible. For example, Even if you've moved on from the religion you were raised with, you may have internalized some of its teachings and are now liberating yourself from them. Or you may have been in a serious relationship with someone who frequently insulted you, and now you are finally releasing yourself from the belief that you are in some way deserving of those insults. Harmful addictions are also a prison. If you suffer from such an addiction, you'll have an extra boost of divine and magical support if you take the necessary steps to free yourself from it now. If you know this card refers to an addiction, place one hand on your heart. Take a few deep breaths and send yourself love. Then honestly and vulnerably call on the divine and speak aloud your humble request for help. For example, you might say, God, Goddess, all that is, as you know, I suffer from an addiction to blank. I am asking now that you help me release that addiction so I can move forward and be free. I am willing to change, and I am willing to listen deeply for your guidance. Thank you. In the days and weeks ahead, be alert to miraculous coincidences or other forms of divine communication that points towards healing. If you're considering or planning a significant change, this card indicates the change will bless you with a much greater sense of personal freedom. Whenever you feel burdened or trapped, remember that you have the power to free yourself. In truth, you are powerful. You are radiant and you are autonomous. What's more, you have the authority to create positive change according to your will, and the divine presence is here to help. Cast your burden on the divine within and go, and go free. Sorry, I thought there was more. And go free. So, I keep thinking of, what was that? Was that a Monkees song? My favorite Monkees song?
I wanna be free.
Like the bluebirds flying by me. Such a cute song. I used to like that one. Anyway, I digress. My
Indeed.
turn to sing.
Yes.
And Mr. O can't stop me because he feels bad for me. I can take advantage. He says, wait a minute.
Let me just check the mic.
So birthday readings, I just wanted to say one thing. When we did my birthday reading and I saw some of the cards that were kind of not so happy birthday ones, I really had a feeling it was talking about my health. I knew it. I just said to myself, there's something that's going to crop up for you. And of course, then I had the problem, fixed with my fluctuating blood counts. I thought everything was going to be smooth. And then this happened. So, my cards, I have to say that birthday reading was pretty accurate.
Indeed.
All right.
All right, so we are on Jackie. Hi, Jackie. And yeah, that probably was a Mercury retrograde kind of thing to forget to do that. Basically, I have to mark the video as a premiere so that it is live, even though it's a recorded one. That's what gives us the chat room, and I just apparently forgot to mark it as a premiere.
But it was scheduled to come out.
Right, it's scheduled, but it wasn't scheduled
You're
as
right,
a premiere.
I don't remember that it said premiere, and there was
Right.
none of that frontage stuff.
I easily figured it out, and then I'm like, how can I correct this? I'm like, nope, I can't.
Can't do it.
Well,
well, hey, I got a lot of views. Thank anybody who's here that watched
Yeah.
that. Got a good amount of views right away, 22 people, so pretty happy about that. Thank you.
and there was even some extra vocal embellishments by
By
moi.
Mr. O.
I went for beyond the sexy voice.
Anyway,
I digress. Oh, that's nice too, Violet.
oh wow, yeah.
All right, so Jackie asks, will I have problems with someone involved in my home move?
In home, oh yeah, home move, okay.
Right, and we've been aware
Yeah,
that
we
you've been
kind of
working on
talked
that.
about some issues, so maybe it's a someone. Let's.
So we start off with the reverse Page of Wands.
Oh.
And, ooh, the reversed Ace of Cups. Ouch. And the upright Five of Cups, which sometimes it's better when that one's reversed.
Well, let's throw this
Oi.
one. These are bad necessarily. Here.
So it's the birds.
But I'm wondering now that I'm seeing these
Let's
cards.
put that over there.
So also I'm going to rely on Mr. O a bit here. I might point
And
at
the
things. I might
rider.
not. I'm a little bit further away because of the way I'm keeping my feet up on the chair. I have to say, Jackie, you know, I think before you got some troublesome cards, but we weren't sure if it was related to the move or something else going on in your life, if I recall. And this is showing some interesting stuff here, too. It could definitely be about the move. And why am I saying that? Because you've got the rider here, which is about movement, right? And so that makes me wonder, too. Plus, you have the Page of Wands and that Ace of Cups, which aces are about new beginnings, and Pages of Wands can kind of be, too. So let's talk about this, because they are reversed. So I feel some disappointment and unhappiness is surrounding some new beginning you were hoping to get off the ground for yourself. Either there's delays, there's disappointments, there's a struggle making this happen. So could it be a person involved? Yes, I think it could be. You know, maybe that page is indicative of that. Somebody, you know, telling you, no, you can't do this, or no, we're not going to approve you for that, you know, whatever the case may be. And the Five of Cups is definitely about, you know, dwelling on the disappointment. I would just say this to you, Jackie. That Five of Cups is not totally bad here. What's bad about it is the fact that you dwell on the disappointment instead of the solutions, which might be right there in those filled cups that are still remaining. So you do have something to move forward with. You just have to focus on that instead of feeling bad about what might be going wrong here. I'll stop before the Lenormand, though I sort of
In context, that reverse page may be a sneaky person, but it certainly could represent a couple things. It could represent somebody who's immature, whether or not they are actually younger than you, but they could be a younger person as well. I love you, Sonny. And I think that the other things that Banshee said are pretty adequate, so I don't necessarily have to go over them. It just does feel like, without it saying it's a washout, it is just saying there are definitely some little ripples of disappointment or something harder to deal with. Maybe the Ace of Cups says it starts off really feeling like, oh man, this is sucking. But it doesn't mean it'll stay that way. You know, as the beginning goes, it may suck to start, but you may eventually hit the stride.
So,
Lenormand now?
the Lenormand, you know, I don't know about sneaky, but sometimes the birds can be about gossip or, you know, maybe some difficulties with communications. You know, with the writer there, I don't necessarily see it being that bad. I think what they're saying here is, in order to make this move go smoothly, you're going to have to really communicate with people your intent, what you want, what you desire, make it clear what you're going to put up with, what you're not, you know, and take it from there, because definitely communications are going to be very important with what's going on here. So, and maybe you could alleviate some of the disappointments or delays by, you know, being more forthright right from the get-go, what you can do, what you can't do, what you are expecting, you know, etc.
I kind of get that from the writer, the idea of like being driven, being directed, being purposeful. So good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that, Jackie. I think your instincts are right on this.
Yeah. There's nothing here that says you're going to have a major problem. It mostly looks like maybe some ripples here or there. So good luck. Hope it works out for you.
Yeah. Hey, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's move on to, I believe it is Lena. Yep.
And yes, if you're wondering, the deck I used was the Moon Baby, which is, of course, a re-envisioning of the very old, about 50 years, Hoi Polloi. It's sort of a different color style, but it's basically the same. I really like it a lot. And, of course, Violet had her hands in that one.
It's my deck this
I know.
time, right? Okay.
Mhm.
I thought you were going to shuffle. So
No.
Well, at any
Just need
rate,
the Lenormand.
yeah, you got the Lenormand. So, yeah. Sorry. I'm kind of using this to block him from taking my shuffling space because I can't really turn that way to do it today. All right, so Lena, this is what I want to do for you. I'm going to do a yes/no reading first. And if we need more clarification on this, we'll throw the 3 cards. We're going to do it reverse this time, Mr. O. But I do think I want your Lenormand for the yes/no. We are going to ask if you're going to get your driver's license in the coming 3 months. And see what the cards say.
All right, Violet Ann. Sounds good. And yeah, I am the king of being distracted.
Well, my brain was kind of foggy earlier, but I'm pretty awake now. I don't know. Of course, we didn't get much sleep because we didn't get back from the ER till, what, closer to 4?
Yeah, it was closer to 4.
It was probably after 4 before I got to sleep.
Right, we piddled around for a few minutes. We
and I had to find a wedge pillow. So
we left before 2 o'clock to go there, and we got there right around 2. Yeah. So we were there not quite 2 hours. All in all, not a bad long ER trip. I have spent
Well, the good news was there was nobody in there.
Yeah.
I picked the right one. I didn't go to Wyandotte Hospital. I went to this Henry Ford place where I get my blood work done, and they have an ER there. So it was the right move to make, I think. Well, we'll see when I get the bill, but I believe it was the right move to make.
That's right. Baby needs a new pair of shoes.
Sigh. Anyway, okay. I'm doing a count. That's right. Thank goodness. All right. That wasn't bad, though.
And once again, Lena's question is, do you see me getting my driving license this year in the coming 3 months? So we are doing a yes or no reading, which involves counting cards and looking for a particular card. This was actually an oral card reading method that was taught to me in early 1976 by a young lady whose acquaintance I knew then. It was mere months before I met this one.
There's another yes/no reading I want to try somebody else put out. Someday I may do that one. It's a little less intensive. You don't have to do all this counting. But I like this reading.
We always like it because, of course,
always fallen back on this reading.
Yeah, and you know, the way the cards can play can give you something extra to kind of throw out there.
Well, I have some good news here, Lena. It looks as though it's leaning towards yes. And everything looks really positive here. So I don't think we have to throw 3 cards. By the end of the year, you should be able to get your driving license.
Well, she asked this, it was in the next 3 months.
Well, but she said, my driver's license this year. Oh, in the coming 3 months. Either way, yes, you will get it. I'm sorry, I misread that.
And there's the Ace of Cups.
That was the first card. The card in the middle was the King of Swords upright.
Oh.
Yeah. And the card
direct.
on the end is the Ace of Wands reversed. So
obviously the Ace is the card we're looking for as we count.
Why don't you pull the Lenormand on this and let's see what nuance that can give us before I start blah-blahing. But it's leaning towards yes, and we're going to see some of the factors, how it's going to work out.
Lena says she's going right at the end of October. We wish you luck, of course. So the first card is the ship, which is movement. Hey, maybe your car will be a boat.
No.
A big boat of a car. And the second one is the sun. So these are really good signs, Lena. These are really good signs. The sun and the ship.
Okay, Lena. You know, you got the 2 aces, which is leaning towards yes. The King of Swords seems like somebody is deciding to approve the license for you. If you have to go through like a testing process and all of that, take a driving test, whatever.
Paperwork.
It looks as though it is going to go well. And yes, any paperwork will go through really well. This is that King of Swords here. That's positive. So good. And then here you've got movement and the sun. You'll be successfully moving to be able to move. You'll be able to drive. I think this is an awesome sign right here. Well, you're going to have to keep us posted on this one, Lena. I hope this is true.
And we do hope that for you.
Yeah.
That'll be very helpful.
Because I know you've been really worried about that, so hopefully this will work out for you.
And I see you've already passed the multiple choice test. That's great.
Awesome.
Keep it up.
Good luck with that. I love it.
Alrighty.
Okay, so.
All right.
Oh, and Kara came. Wait, did I forget Kara on the list again?
Kara was towards the end, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, she was before Roger Sparry and Violet Ann.
Oh, you know what? That's where I
Yes,
left
good
off.
luck. Everyone joins you in wishing good luck, Lena, so cool. Kara's after SP. Got it. Thank you. Before Raj, after. Don't confuse us, Violet.
And Kara.
You're welcome, Lena.
We're very confusable today. Let's just
Today
put
is a
it
day
that
of
way.
confusion.
I'll take those Lenormand.
Hi, Siama.
Oh, I'll wake Siama while I
Excuse
can.
me.
Hi, Siama. Get my foot back up.
Thank you, everybody, for your wishes for Lena. Very nice.
All right. We have a great supportive chat here. I appreciate everybody. It's been such a joy reading
We are
over
the
these
Tarot
past
Tribe.
5 years. We've met so many cool people. So thanks for your support, continued support. Some of the people who keep coming back for more of us. For some reason, we appreciate it.
So, Nicole wants to know what comes to me in love. Okay, very nice.
Right. Wow, this one just popped into my hand.
How should I do that?
What's coming in love?
What's coming to them in love?
3 cards.
Alrighty. I was leaning that way.
Because we got to see if anything's coming in love, I think. I think that's the idea
True.
too here.
And
Oh,
I'm using my Buffy the Vampire Slayer Tarot, which I really like. It's very colorful. Nice work. All
oh,
right, so card 1 is the King of Stakes. So that would be the King of Wands, I imagine.
that's right, wouldn't. The King of Stakes. Okay, upright? Okay,
Yes.
well, it looks like somebody might be coming.
The next one is the Queen of Stakes, but that one is reversed.
Oh.
Huh, how interesting.
Knight of Stakes?
The Knight of Stakes.
Did we shuffle well the new
Well,
deck?
I've used this deck a
Yes.
number of times, so I don't know
Oh,
why this would be. But it is what it is.
okay. Well, there's always a reason.
There's
Here,
always a reason.
let's throw that out there because this may play a role.
I'm going to buy me a dog.
Yeah, you're going to get a pet.
That's a monkey song, too, by the way.
I'm going to buy me a dog?
I'm going to buy me a dog.
Oh, I do remember that.
'Cause
Is that
it's-
the name of the song, though?
Possibly. But it's basically the tale of somebody whose girlfriend broke up with them, so they'd rather have a dog.
That's so funny. All right.
And women would rather have cats, right? And there's the lady, or so it's said, I don't know. So the dog and the lady completes our reading in the Lenormand.
It's an interesting reading. You know, it's all these court cards, which makes it a little bit difficult, but not necessarily. I think with the Queen of Wands here, I just want to say to you, Nicole, don't be shy. Don't hold back. Show people, you know, that you are your dynamic, magnetic side. Don't be afraid to be yourself. I think that's really important here going forward in the love department. Don't put on airs. Don't feel you have to be something that you are not. That Queen of Wands reversed here, you know. But because there's this King of Wands that you might be trying to impress. And this person could be a fire sign. This person could be somebody who is very dynamic, very enthusiastic, and somebody who just you might feel an almost immediate attraction to. And with the Knight of Wands here, I almost think like something could get started, you know, but you want to make sure you get it off on the right foot. And also, I think here, I don't know, when I see the lady and the dog, it makes me wonder if this person isn't already a friend of yours, somebody you already know or acquainted with through a friend, or maybe that you will meet through a friend. I think that's highly possible.
Well, the Wands cards tend to go towards super charming, friendly, confident, brave, outreaching kind of personalities. And so the king and the queen and the knight, being the court cards, would pretty much be at the pinnacle of that, representing actual possible people or maybe more driven kind of situations. And so these cards look really good, Nicole, mostly to say that maybe something is coming towards you. There's maybe a sense of somebody who really feels masterful and questing in a way. You know, that could be from the knight. You know, I'm just sort of glomming them together to get a sense that either what I feel is your social circle becomes more established and or stronger, those qualities, and so there are more opportunities I think will be coming towards you. And I suppose this may be happening sooner than later. I also feel perhaps like Banshee that this could represent the idea of somebody you have already met or somebody you will be knowing through the social field. So maybe it's sort of saying take it casual in a way and try to do some casual dates or some casual double dates or group dates where there's not an emphasis on quickly advancing to a romantic stage. I just get the feeling like this is saying this is something to build towards, and that it's not a contest. You don't have to win the prize just yet.
I like that too. I mean, that could be what the friend card is there. But that King of Wands, I just want to add a little bit more nuance into the person you might be meeting. This person may be somebody who is very career-oriented, very goal-driven, and they're kind of, they're not as fast and moving as the King of Swords might be, but they seem to be real go-getters and very career-driven. They might be in business for themselves. There could be any number of career paths, I think, for a King of Wands, so it's kind of hard for me to peg that down. I would say they would probably be about your age or a little bit older. There's a maturity level, of course, with the Kings.
All right.
So what we have for you. Good luck with that.
And I wanted to mention that Jackie said something really heartwarming that I really appreciate hearing. When she was cruising on YouTube and found us one night, that was the best night. Thank you so much.
That's a great memory to give us. Thank you.
Thank you. Especially as we celebrate our 5th anniversary.
All right, so we're on Aries question, and yeah, I think those kind of go hand in hand. We should be able to see both of those in this reading for Aries. So let's see what we've got here. I'll use them in order today, I think. I was going to swap out my decks, but I didn't want to do a lot of walking up and down the stairs because of my legs condition right now, so I'll have to do it next week once I get everything together.
And I put our stream schedule up, so we are back on Thursday from 7 to 9. Also, we post daily cards and oracles of the day every single day on Facebook, Instagram, Bluesky, X, and Threads, as well as YouTube. The ones on YouTube and Instagram are enhanced ones that have a little bit of motion and music to them. So enjoy those.
Well, if it doesn't really show clearly if you'll actually keep the job this time, we could ask a yes/no on that if we need to. Oh. Well, this is not bad. Just because it's reversed, remember, Aries, they're not all horrible cards. It's the Sun reversed. It's the Knight of Wands reversed. And
Aries, we turn them over especially for you. No,
no, we
seems
don't.
That way.
Mr. O can vouch for the fact that I painstakingly sat here and shuffled and scattered these cards, shuffled and reshuffled different. I really mixed them up this time. You have the world upright, so there you go.
Okay, let's throw the Lenormand because
Yeah.
I want to counter that reversed sun with the Lenormand sun.
Yay!
It's the secondary one, though. The first one is actually the whip, so I think that's kind of interesting, too. So let's see.
Yeah, I don't know, Ari, but,
You're right. It's not always bad. It's supposed to be not bad.
the sun reversed is basically that, a sense of maybe feeling you haven't achieved the exact pinnacle of success you've been hoping for. That's not bad. It says you have achieved a certain thing in this job. So you want the job at Chipotle. So all I can say to you is maybe that job, in some ways may not be all it's cracked up to be for you. Whether you were expecting it to be not as, maybe you're too busy there, maybe you're not getting enough help or support there. There's just something that's a little lacking. It certainly doesn't mean you're not going to get it. I think you might get it, but the aftermath might be, I don't know how I feel about this. And what is that reversed again in the middle? Refresh me.
It's the Knight of Wands.
The Knight of Wands reversed. So it may make you question whether you really want to stay there. And that's okay. You may question whether you really want to stay there. But guess what? The world is right at the end here. And I feel that the world is saying this could be your landing point for a while.
Right, and the world often says, maybe it feels good, like we are the world. So the idea is that there is, despite anything else that may be going on, you may feel really satisfied with that. Now, this doesn't tell you, will you keep the job? It says your attitude says you want to keep it, perhaps. That maybe after going through the process of getting it and kind of checking it out, okay, it's a little busy, but I can kind of adjust myself. You're going to probably feel you like it there, or that you like it enough to want to try to stay.
Good point. You know what? Because I was thinking with the sun reversed at the beginning and the world upright at the end, it seems to me that maybe when you first get the job, there's just a little bit of growing pains going on here, and you're not totally comfortable there, and you're wondering about the choices you've made. But it seems like it all works out in the end because the world is about success too. Successful completion. So, I think ultimately you'll stay there as long as you want to stay there, and you may move on to something else eventually.
Ari, we don't know you in real life, but you kind of strike me as being mostly positive-minded, seeing more positive-minded things, despite, some of the things that bother you. I see that positive nature of yours. So I'm thinking that the sun says you're going to find your niche spot where you're not going to be cloyingly, overly positive, but a commendable level. I'm mentioning this because I think it's important towards winning the job and keeping the job, that you don't want to look like you're just kissing up totally or, trying to kiss up. You want to look like you are happy there and positive-minded.
So what did you say about the Lenormand? Because
I didn't get there yet.
Fast success. It looks like success will come fast. In other words, you want to know if you're going to get the job? Yes. You want to know if you're going to be able to stay there? I think it's entirely up to you. That's what it looks like here from these three cards. Yeah. I think you'll be able to leave that job on your own terms when you're ready to leave it.
And the other thing about the Knight of Wands that I wanted to say that I didn't really get a chance to say would be that to some degree you want to position yourself personality-wise to, like I said before, not being overly positive, cloyingly sweet. And that's sort of here too. It's like you want to look confident and charismatic, but you don't want to look like you're trying to lead the parade with that. If there's somebody else maybe who already has that role, let them do that. Your moment will come. I just think this is not saying like keep your head down and keep moving forward. This is just saying find out exactly where your personality works there.
It is overall a very positive reading because the sun is not a bad card upright or reversed. It's really just a little bit less success. Right, and you get the sun in Lenormand, which is success, and the world, which also speaks of something coming to a successful conclusion. So here's the thing I want you to think about, Ari, as far as the cards go. If we were just reading one card for you, for your reading, and it was that Knight of Wands, this might be a reversed, this might be a totally different reading. but we read them in nuance, in context with how all the cards are working together. And so sometimes it's more positive and sometimes it's not. So good luck with that.
Well, we certainly hope you don't get fired.
Yeah. No.
But let us know how it goes, of course.
Good luck with that.
I know we'll see you. Hi, Viddy.
Why, Viddy? We'll get you on the list.
No, that's a good point, too, you mentioned there. Staying busy. Seems to me like there's probably kitchen prep stuff all the time with that, because they're keeping everything fresh.
All right, let me get this deck away. I'm doing Lenormand. You're doing
Alyssa, hello. We haven't seen you in a long time.
Alicia, yeah, it's been, well, we saw you not that long ago.
Not that long
stopped
ago,
at.
but yeah.
So,
and of course, hi, Viddy, too.
you are here on our
Yes,
5-year
there's one.
anniversary day.
Yes, today
There's
is
no
our
prize
fifth
for that, but
We started in 2019, and it was a Sunday, too, wasn't it?
yes.
August 4th.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
That was our first broadcast. So if you want to go all the way back through the files, you could probably find it, our original broadcast.
We were pretty green. We were just getting started, so,
Thank you.
All right, Mr. O, I'll take those Lenormand.
Okay,
and
so
what's
who are
the
we on?
question?
Where are we
Okay,
at?
it's Mindful Mind.
It's Mindful Mind. Okay. Hey, Mindful Mind. I'm still looking for the question.
I know, might be back there a ways, I'm not sure.
There it is. I got it. You don't have to send it again. Okay.
What do you got?
My name is Andrea. Can you tell me if my husband, named Christy, will decide to end his affair and reconcile with me and work on our marriage?
Okay. Let me just ask you one thing, Mindful Mind. Are you in communication, with your husband at all now? I take it you're separated, or are you together? Those kind of facts might be helpful.
All right, so I'm going to use my Tarot of the Animal Lords.
On phone. Okay. All right.
It sort of has a sense of animals. Anthropomorphic animals. Animals that sort of seem like semi-humanoid, but...
It's funny you're doing that, because guess what deck I'm using next? The Curious Creatures I pulled
Curious
out.
Creatures. So we'll start this as a... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Alicia.
Aww.
That's very nice of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I've had a rough day, and I'm going to have a big ER bill coming, so I appreciate it.
Sadly, yeah, we had to go to the ER last night for a possible...
Well, I had to make sure nothing really bad was going on. I have a problem, but I'm okay, and all my blood work came out fantastic. So, and no signs of blood clots anywhere, which is really good. But I have a problem that they're going to have to... I'll have to go back to my doctor.
Holy cow, Alicia. That was a major donation. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate
You're so
it.
sweet.
You are very sweet to us. Thank you.
Let's see here.
Okay, let me focus on Mindful Mind. And I think we're just going to throw 3 cards out, and then we'll see if we need to do a yes or no or anything else for your question.
Get that. All right. Yeah. I see where this is going. All right, let's see what you got.
We really appreciate you too. Thank you. We appreciate all of you. You guys give us so much support and comfort. We really appreciate that. All right, Mindful. Your first card is Strength Upright, which I think is a good way to open. Our following card is the reversed Knight of Pentacles. We'll get to that in a moment. And then the upright Death. And of course, death is considered change. It's not considered physical
Let's
death.
throw
It's
these
considered
out there.
change. Wow, another scythe.
Yeah, that's right. That's interesting.
And the mice. Where's Victoria? The mice usually show up for her.
And, well, the mice are not something we want to see. But let's talk about this. Let's see what we've got for you in this regard. I would say, with the Strength upright, my feeling about this card is saying, all you can hope to do right now is take a very soft approach to this. Don't try to push for an answer. Don't try to push the envelope. I really almost feel here that it's really going to be up to your husband whether he's going to change his mind or not. And so the least pushing you do on this might, as far as that goes, might be for the better. It might be good to maybe approach him if you're not really sure of the reasons he felt he had to have this affair and why, he's moving away from you, or so it seems. Maybe to ask more questions, but not push so much for, I need to know this now. Are you coming? Are you going? Maybe try to take a more subtle approach and get to the heart of, what's the problem and how can we solve it? Is there any way to work together on it? How can I make things better between the two of us? That card again is
Knight of Pentacles reversed.
the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Well, he is a very stubborn one, isn't he? That's what it looks like to me. You're dealing with somebody who's very stubborn, possibly, and very set in their ways and their thinking about what they want. That may be a hard kind of thing to deal, to try to change somebody's mind. That's why maybe taking a more subtle approach might be better with somebody like that, so that they can start thinking for themselves on what is right for them.
Mindful, everybody looks at strength cards sometimes and they feel like, oh yeah, I just gotta, roll up the sleeves and, apply myself to it.
No.
Or apply force to the situation. And of course that can be an interpretation, maybe more so if the card is reversed or an aspect to other cards. But this way, it's sort of saying that the truest, strongest strength is the strength of understanding or compassion that comes within us. And this is not a given that it always will work the way you want, but it represents your strength of character.
Exactly.
And so that you can, no matter how things proceed, still be able to hold your head up and say, I acted with as much integrity as I could in the situation. Now, having said that, I get a slightly different vibe from there. I do feel that sense of maybe recalcitrance, but I also get the feeling like this is a person who's slow moving too, that it's not so much that they're stubborn, but that it may really take them a long time to want to consider change, but they are going to consider it because the death card is change. And so I'm not saying this means they're definitely coming back, but they are definitely seeing this idea that change maybe should happen, maybe would be better for them, maybe would clear the way. It's still not really clear that we can read into Christie's heart or soul in that respect. But I feel like basically what I'm trying to say is this may be something that goes on still for a while yet, that it may be a while before he can really, deal with finding substantial change that he should be seeing there.
Well, as you can see, sometimes when you get the two tarot readers, we sometimes get different impressions of what we see. And, I'm looking at this card here and I am concerned that he may be thinking of making radical changes in his life, which may or may not involve getting back together with you. It may involve moving on and starting a new, fresh path for himself. And maybe that's why he chose the affair route, is that he found an escape hatch for himself. And I hate to put it in those terms, but I'm just going to be frank with you about what I see here. And so, but the thing is, if you take a subtle approach and you try to, tell him, I'm really willing to try to, see if we can't resolve our differences and if there's still, a life for us here, maybe you can make him change his mind to come back, because this is about change. Which way that change is going, I'm not completely sure. But when I see that Knight of Pentacles here, I just wonder if he used that affair as an easy way out to make a major change in his life. Now, I'll get to the Lenormand. Well, did you cover that? You did.
I did, yeah.
So I'll get to the Lenormand and just say here, one way or another, you have to get to the root of what these problems are. Now, the mice often say these are minor things, so this is very odd to me. Usually they're temporary, but you have to cut to the chase here. This sick is about getting to the bottom of what went wrong here. What caused the stress in the relationship that made it fail? I mean, we can say it's the affair, but again, what is the underlying reason he's using for having that affair? And I think you have to get to the root of this problem and cut to the chase in order for this to, have any hopes of return. And that's what I've got for you. Let's see what you have on that.
Well, with the Lenormand, I don't see anything much different there. I feel that there is a possibility that maybe some of this was just really picky ooniness about your intrapersonal thing here, that maybe, and I don't know the history of your marriage. I don't know how long you were married or what your courtship was like or anything, but maybe this sort of suggests to me that they felt there were enough disappointments that were piling up that this was part of their rationale, that they just didn't want to deal with minor things. They felt minor things were always piling up in a way. And
that's a really good point because of that night, right?
11 years. Yeah, that's a shame. Yes, of course. I think so. You're right.
Because that night talks about lack of somebody with no motivation in this relationship to make it work. And so he looked for an out. I almost wonder if he'll never admit that, I'm sure. He'll never admit that. But why do people stray? It's not because it's necessarily your fault. It's because oftentimes it's because they are looking for something else. They've changed their minds. They've decided they don't want to work on a marriage. It's too much for them, whatever the case may be. That's why never take anything personally that happens in a relationship. It takes two to make it work or fail. So, I'm just thinking here, he may be looking for a new path, and that's it. Maybe he will never marry again. Maybe he'll be the kind of person who just wants to live carefree. I don't know, but he's looking for a radical change. And unless you can get to the bottom of what his reason is for really doing what he's done, I'm not sure, this is going to move forward. So I wish you luck with that. Don't push too hard, but you have a right to, get some answers here, I feel. And so if you can just gently try to approach the subject here and there, as you do talk to him, throw a question out there and see if you can't engage. What could I do? What could we do to make this relationship work? And maybe you should put it that way. What could we do? Because again, it's not all on you. It's not your fault he went to have this affair.
You're welcome.
So good luck with that.
And, please come back and update us or ask us more to give you more information about other aspects if they come to mind.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Thank you for coming today.
All right, SP is up. Well, take care, and I wish you success. The cards say one thing, but, your destiny could be entirely another. Knowledge is power. If, you think now this gives you some ideas on how to approach him better, maybe this will help, and maybe it could turn things around. I never say that this is an exact science. It's
right.
not.
Our trademark saying here is that tarot is a snapshot in time. It doesn't say everything is exactly that way. It may show you where it looks like now and gives you something to think about or
I like that it gives you something to think about and to maybe you haven't considered. And so, that's what I like about the tarot. It does open minds.
So on Fridays, I do my own recorded show on the emotional exchanges. And I am using 3 decks with 3 different questions. The first one is, and these are all for the elemental signs of the zodiac. The first one is about what is actually the emotional tone for you in this week. The second one is who is coming towards you. And then finally, what opposes your emotional happiness. So those are Fridays on YouTube. You can look at them anytime. They're good for an entire week, but they do drop down there at 7 a.m. on Friday mornings.
I was going to use the Curious Creature deck, but then I picked up my Cat Tarot, so I'll be using the Mystical Cat Tarot for this reading. I don't know why I did that. They're sitting right out there.
All right,
Oh, well.
SP is here, and question is a reading for upcoming week, focusing on work and moving.
Yeah.
And of course, they're kind of related because, of course, you're hoping that they're going to help you do that, move in the company to somewhere else.
We'll see what happens. Okay. We have the 3 of Wands, or I'm sorry, Swords upright. 3 of Sky, right?
Yeah.
We have the Tower upright. Oh my gosh. Now this is when upright cards are not what you want to see. But then we have the Devil reversed. Talk about a weird reading here.
Well, I wonder what you think of these Lenormand.
Uh-oh. Go on.
First, it's the stars, which
The
is
stars?
nice.
Nice.
But then it's the snake. I'm going to tell you, SP, that I get a sense that maybe something is going to be dramatic at work this week that may indicate a possible setback either in terms of work with this company or maybe about the idea of the move. And I sort of see that from both the 3 of Swords, 3 of Sky, and that Tower. And I don't know that this is exactly relating to that, but it just sort of feels like something does kind of remove you from this situation. And maybe it's work, or maybe it's from the concept of moving. Like maybe there's a setback and they're going to say, no, we've decided we can't do this at this time. Or that maybe it does affect something to do with work too.
So really bizarre reading, SP.
Yeah.
And all I can tell you is this is starting tonight after midnight, here anyway. This is when Mercury is going retrograde. And when Mercury goes retrograde, communications flounder. You don't get the communications you had hoped for. There are delays. There's things that interfere with your plans, your projects, and your goals, and possibly your finances and resources, like my surprise emergency room visit yesterday. So, it's not going to be a good time for this move. And let me just say, this week in particular, you have the 3 of Swords, which is kind of sorrow and sadness, feeling despondent, almost to the point of grieving. I don't want you to get too down on yourself over this, but I can see why you are when I look at the cards here, because the Tower, which is upright, is talking about, it's almost as if there's cycles repeating here. You're almost feeling like same old thing again, and it seems like you're getting nowhere. So maybe this is a call to say, you're going to have to figure out a different approach to this problem. You're going to have to figure out a different approach to managing this problem, because what's happening right now just seems to be going in circles. And the Devil reversed here, this is like the only sign of hope I see here, in that you might feel liberated now. Ultimately, maybe you're going to find a better way to handle this situation, or maybe you're going to see the light about what is really at work here, what's going on behind the scenes. Something happens that frees your mind more and frees you more to make better decisions. So I like that here. I like that at the end.
I almost feel like it could be saying you might just decide to give it a heave-ho and take another job, take another opportunity, or somehow
start looking.
Or somehow start looking. I do feel there's this indication that maybe you're going to feel that way. Now, remember, too, that this is a decision you could be making during Mercury retrograde.
Yes.
You want to really, really, really think about this, SP, because there are so many ramifications.
Be very
for
careful. It's okay to plan now and make maybe make
Sure.
the major moves later. But here's the deal.
We'll do the yes or no that you asked.
With the snake and the star here, I almost feel like you're feeling this sense of somebody's betraying you. Somebody is betraying you, and it's making you lose hope. Don't lose hope in this situation, or, don't lose hope on yourself is what I want to say. Put up with what you need to do here, but at some point, you may have to decide for yourself how much of this you're going to keep putting up with if they're not going to make this move. So there's some deception here with the snake. And like I said, it's making you feel you're losing hope. Or maybe you feel like you're being deceived finally. So
could be. And once again, that could just be an impression that's left because Mercury's retrograde.
And it's funny because it seems this is coming on the heels of having some better cards for you. I seem to remember saying you have an ally out there. And you still may very well have that ally out there. This may be someone else who might be working against this move going forward.
Do you want to do that yes or no with this deck?
I didn't see what the question was here. A summary yes no related to my move. You mean just if you are going to move this week
or if you'll find out about moving?
Or move at all? I would want to know that. Okay. So is it for this week? Let's try it for this week.
This week, move related.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Mike, I'm sorry.
Did you want to use your cards again?
Yeah, I'll use them again. I'm sorry.
There's those.
Oh, yeah, I would need those. Thank you. You can pick up the Lenormand. I don't think we need those anymore, Mr. O.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. And I brought my my Tarot of Northern Shadows for your reading, Kara.
Oh my goodness. Let me shuffle one more. That was kind of messy. All right, yes, no, I'm going to count them.
Who did Freya say first, DH or Kara? I'm going to say probably Kara.
Oh, it's leaning towards no to this week, SP. It's not a definite no, but there's definitely some cards to consider here, and one of them's a repeat card from the reading we did. So the first card I got was the Ace of Fire, and that's indicating that, well, it's leaning towards no. You only have one ace, and so that's what that means. I have the Moon upright, and to go along with that, the Three of Swords reversed.
And of course, it was upright in the other reading, but
Yes.
it's interesting.
This is interesting. Now, the Three of Swords upright meant sadness and sorrow that you were experiencing, in this last reading. But let's look at the Moon. The Moon is the key here, I think, because the Moon is saying there's something you don't know. There is something you need to know that you don't know about this whole situation.
Yepper.
And it's a mystery. It's a mystery to you. And it's, this knowledge would help you maybe make better decisions for yourself if you could, get that information. And the Three of Swords reversed indicates to me that if you could get that information, it would be very healing to you. Now, that doesn't mean that you would necessarily move, but you would understand more what's going on here, and you could make better decisions for yourself as to whether you want to stay and keep this thing going on or if you should move on. So that's what I'm seeing here. It's very clear. There's something you do not know. And, when I saw that betrayal in the other reading with the star, it kind of ties into that, I think. There's somebody behind the scenes that doesn't want this to transpire.
So
or is holding it up for some reason.
Yeah, it could be at a management administrative level and it has nothing to do with you personally.
Yeah.
Or it could be something to do with you personally based on some other interactions.
So good luck
You're
with
welcome.
that. This has been quite a journey with you, SP.
I know,
I feel for you. I really do.
Yeah.
I wish you luck.
I know it's got to be rough.
And I'm hoping one day you just suddenly come in here and say, the cards are wrong, I'm moving this week. I'm really hoping.
Yeah, we would
for
like that. We certainly would like that.
Good luck with that. All right, we're on Rajeswari, I believe. Or is it
No,
Kara?
we're on Kara.
Oh, it's Kara. Kara, I forgot. No, I had you down somewhere else. That was my bad. All right.
So Kara
Kara.
wants to know, Freya, what does Freya want them to know that's hidden that you don't see coming? That sounds like your reading.
So it's your deck again?
No, that was your deck this time.
Oh, you're
so it's
right.
my deck now.
You are right. That's what
That's funny, Violet.
I'm used to staying up late, but that was too late. I actually started nodding out there while I was laying with IV in me and just waiting on the results.
What does Freya want Kara to know about what's hidden that she doesn't see coming? And the first card is the Hanged Man,
So
upright. So maybe Freya wants you to know that something must be sacrificed, something must be given up for a greater good to come to you. That it could be that you thought something was working a certain way, but Freya says it won't work unless you're willing to make this change, this sacrifice. You?
yeah, I'm just trying to gather my thought on that one. I think what the Hanged Man there, what Freya wants you to know is that you need to start thinking more broad, taking a more broad approach to how you're viewing things in your life right now. Whether it's about your future, your present direction, what you want to do next, where you should go, where you should be, what you should be working on to, how do I want to say this? What your life mission is. And Freya's just saying, maybe you're too narrow in your thinking or focus right now, and you need to broaden things more. You need to broaden your perspective more.
So why is it important? And it's the Chariot upright, and Thor's riding the chariot, of course, his chariot
Love
with the
it.
goats.
She wants you to move forward. That's why she wants you to be able to move forward and progress, but you have to be clear on where you want to go. And so this is like, you could take a joyride on the chariot, but that's not going to get you where you want to go. Where do you really want to go? And direct your energy and your focus there. That's what she wants.
I don't know all of those, Thor legends from the Norse mythology, but I think that Thor symbolically riding his chariot, maybe it's important that you take this power back for yourself, the power of finding what motivates you, what gives you drive or ambition, what takes you out on the road to pursue what you do. That's why it's important, because understanding that secret or that thing that Freya is showing to you will help you determine where exactly you really do need to apply your energy.
All right, and so where are things headed? Ooh.
Nine of Swords. Well, there may be a Night of the Dark Soul involved in this too. That although Freya says these things and says it's important for you to get going, you still may have to feel that very internally to really understand that. You know, the Dark Night of the Soul or the Knight of the Swords here really represents the idea of understanding things at a soul level, and how that understanding maybe can help correct or pull you back into the light.
This is interesting. I think here in regards to what I've been saying is that maybe where things are headed is you might still be allowing fear to hold you back from exploring things that are uncomfortable for you, outside of your normal thinking or thought patterns or your normal beliefs and things. Freya wants you to broaden and expand your consciousness and your mind beyond your comfort level now. And because there may be where your true focus lies. There may be something out there beyond what you're comfortable with, beyond what you can see, right now. You need to step back and think about, path the road's not taken and why, and if maybe there should be some reconsideration there. Because I think fear is holding you back from doing that. All right, let's take a look at this interesting combo.
The Child.
I'm not into child abuse.
I am. No, I'm not. The Whip.
Don't even joke about that, Mr. O.
I know, I'm sorry.
I'm just seeing the child and the whip. I'm like, oh no. We spare the rod here. We don't, we'll be people. So,
well, it's sort of like a contradiction. It's sort of like saying, well, there are some things you have to move quickly on, but there are some things you really need to observe exactly what you're doing too, to have sort of a sense of purpose or understanding.
Well, excuse me, I dropped something I gotta get here. I think what it's saying is that Freya wants you to move beyond move faster now. In other words, move faster on this, not slow. In a way, that whip kind of coincides with the Chariot here. She wants you to move on your growth and development. Let's think of the child. Children grow and children develop over time. They take a lot of time, but the whip calls for fast action. And so I think what this is saying is she would really like you to speed up on working towards choosing and following your life path and your life purpose.
I like it.
Good luck with that. In case I made another mistake, I'm looking at Violet's list. Rajaswari. Okay, I have that right. All right. Hi, Rajaswari. Okay, what? Kalishwaran's mom and dad thinking of me. They want me to take... They want me to take as their daughter-in-law. Okay, got it. So let's see what their take is on this. Let's see. Boy, this deck shuffles so nicely. All right. Well, this is interesting. We have the sun upright. That's awesome. Wow. And this is not bad either, even though it's reversed. We have the Two of Swords reversed. Wow. Whoa. We have the Knight of Wands upright. What do you have, Mr. O?
I haven't pulled it. Yeah, I had a feeling you are a lot later than us. It's about 8
Oh my
p.m.
goodness.
for Jackie.
Yikes. Well, I lost my staying power yesterday, and I think I'm a little exhausted from all of that today. I'm trying to hydrate well. I don't really know.
So this is interesting because, of course, the question is basically, how do you fit into this family or situation?
Well, how do they want to see you become the daughter-in-law? That's basically it.
And so I have the home, Lenormand, and then I have the crossroads.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't seem like they, if there's any issues between you and Kalishwaran, I don't think it's coming from his parents necessarily. They seem to have a pretty good view of you. They think that, they see positivity here. The Sun is a very positive card. I think they would be happy with you being part of the family. And if I look at the Two of Swords reversed, they would like to see things move in that direction. Move in the direction of this relationship taking off, getting off the ground. Because that's what this Knight of Wands indicates to me.
So you almost wonder if, like, maybe they have more of an issue maybe with Kalishwaran, like taking his time or in a pause mode. But the other thing about the Two of Swords, because you asked what they think of you, this may say they think you're a person of action to some degree. They think you're a person who maybe knows their mind, has come to a decision too. Now you are waiting for something else to happen. But the Knight of Wands says that they feel you are charismatic and brave and confident. So they see, along with what Banshee said about the sun, they see some pretty favorable qualities in you.
Now with the Lenormand, I think they're just well, I don't know. The crossroads is about decisions, making one's mind up about choices or movement. I feel here that they may have made their mind up about you, and that you would make a good home for, I'm just going to say Kay, so I don't have to say the name, but Kalishwaran, I think they think you would be ideal, or maybe they're wondering why Kay has not made that decision yet to create a home life with you in it. So it could be that too.
I almost feel that that's what the thing is that maybe, because when you were here a few days ago, I think you sort of indicated that there sort of is this pause or this not exactly, togetherness. And you mentioned their sister, I think.
Right.
Right.
Right. And go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you, but
I see he has financial issues. Okay. So I just feel like maybe they are better decided or better feeling about the possibility of this union, and that he is maybe due to either the financial issues or something.
Maybe that's why he is at a crossroads. Because the house can also be about security, personal security. I guess it could be about financial security. I mean, clearly, if Kay does not feel he has, the means to support a marriage right now, I mean, that could be part of this. Maybe that could be part of this. But they're ready. They seem like they want to see this happen. So if there's anybody that's talking him out of it, it wouldn't be his parents, I think.
Okay, so there are some basic issues,
Yeah.
as you're indicating,
Okay.
and for your situation, that may be something that absolutely has to happen. But I think the basic question is that the parents seem to be more favorable or supportive than other things in the situation are at this point. It doesn't mean that those things will change. They could very well actually get better, and maybe it's due to the support that they may be able to bring more and more.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say any more, but I see some of those cards almost seem like just at face value they fit. That he's at a crossroads maybe right now because he doesn't have a home. So maybe that's part of this. It's possible.
Yeah.
So it's very literal. Sometimes the Lenormand can be that way. So I wouldn't rule that out as being a factor here. And maybe even the parents realize that's why this is not ready to take off yet. But I think they think well of you. So you don't have...
I like what you're saying at the end about them. I guess you're saying that about them. So, continue to keep them in your own heart, maybe, spend some amount of meditation on them too and the situation.
Well, and keep, good conversation going if you have chances to speak with them, at social gatherings, whatever. Because I do feel there's something good here. I just hope it can work out for you. I wish you luck with that.
All right.
And we are on, I think it's Violet Ann.
What's coming this week?
All right. And that would be
Anything
you.
for the week ahead?
You.
All right, so let's see. I'm going to use my Olympus Tarot. You're very welcome. We'll see you again. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
I think I'm going to use that one next.
Yes, get a good night's sleep, Rajaswari. Thanks for coming.
Take care. No, don't take my space. I need my shuffle space, boy. I need it. Well, this whole time I've been able to keep the one leg I needed to keep elevated. I bring my other leg down once in a while. This actually works for me, and if I have to do this more in the future, I will.
All right, Violet Ann, your first card is the reversed Page of Cups. Is that the 3 there? Where my thumb is?
Yeah, I know. It's the 5.
It is the 5.
It's the 5 of Swords.
Oh, darn it. 5 of Swords. It's upright. Uck.
And what is that, the 3 of Wands upright?
No, that's the Knave of Cups.
Yeah, I think
reversed. This is
okay.
3 of Swords. Page of Cups, 3 of Swords. And the Queen of Wands. And of course, we're in Rome, so when in Rome, do as the Romans.
And that Queen of Wands is upright?
And wear less clothing. That Queen of Wands is upright.
Oops, that's not, sorry. It should be upright.
Tree and Stork. So those are kind of nice. Or not bad.
Well, this is just what's coming in the week ahead. I could do a couple of different things here. I'm almost inclined to do. The Knave of Cups reversed. And the 5 of Swords was first, right?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
The Knave of Cups was first.
somebody is going to be very highly attracted to you this week. I don't know. This could be love. This could be job. Maybe even they're going to want you to maybe work on something. But there's an attraction here. But there's problems. It seems as though there is conflict. There is conflict here. Maybe differences of opinion. Clearly, you guys maybe are totally on different planes. And so I don't know that it's going to work out very well. I'm thinking you could meet someone who's very attracted to you. That's on the one hand. But on the other hand here, with that Page of Cups, it's not always about relationships. It could be other things. You may have to come up with this week, Violet Ann, a creative solution. Really use your imagination here to resolve a conflict if you can. It may not be possible because with the Five of Swords, it's really not very likely. But you've got what it takes possibly here with this Queen of Wands to come up with a workable solution. Because people might like what you have to say or how you have to say it, how you present it will be important. And maybe things could smooth over. It could be a new beginning that brings growth. It could be. And I'm kind of leaning more this way than with the relationship angle. I really feel here that this week might be all about some kind of conflict that's either brewing or that you already know about and coming up with a way to finally resolve it one way or another.
There's something about this too, Violet Ann, that seems like it's really personality driven, even if it isn't about interpersonal relationships, that maybe there's a sense of maybe somebody either being jealous or being able to overcome a jealousy. So in that sense, it could be about maybe a mutual desire between people. I saw them first, blah, 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 that kind of thing. I said that before, I know that.
That's funny.
So I feel that it's true, though, that it represents a sense of a conflict, that maybe there's either jealousy or somebody trying to be selfish in certain ways or overdo that. But like Banshee says, it could be related to another situation that maybe is either work-related or projects that you might be involved with other people, even if it's not directly, like, it's a thing on the internet where everybody's just sort of hanging in there together, but there's not physical work, but it's sort of gestalting in a different kind of way.
There's this clash of ideas,
Okay.
or something, or beliefs, or whatever, and maybe you might be able to help with a creative epiphany here of sorts to, come up with a solution people can live with. Or just say, hey, you guys, if you're not going to be able to work together, then don't work together.
Well, the Lenormand could be saying, too, that maybe something that you're starting or something that's taking off really could grow, but those other factors may be there, too, whether or not certain persons feel they are in charge or whether they feel that, they don't like the project as much as you do, things like that.
Well, and that's why when I saw the Lenormand, I thought maybe it was relating to the conflict in that once you resolve it, or it's determined, we're either going to be able to work it out or not, the new beginning will come of this and growth will be possible once more. The other thing I could say here, because I still can't get out of my head that the Page of Wands could potentially be about a relationship.
It's the Page of Cups.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the Page of Cups. And I still believe that.
Mm-hmm.
That, you could be invited on a date or something. I almost feel like that could be separate from these two cards, in that I could look at this and say, it's possible this week you might meet someone. And, if you play your cards right, this could be a new beginning that could be growthful. So I feel that these three really kind of fit and gel and give me that idea still that keep your eyes open. There could be somebody out there who might find you attractive, and something could develop from that. I really don't think the Five of Swords plays into that per se. I think it's more about something else.
Right.
So good luck with that.
Good luck, Violet Dan.
All right. And I think it's Siama.
Siama.
All right, Siama.
General reading.
All right. Well, hopefully so.
Give me those Lenormand.
Hey, you're welcome, Violet Ann. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
You're welcome. Hi, Siama. And I'll just mention that Banshee show was on this morning, the Material Matters. There was nobody in the chat room because I screwed that up, but the information, of course, is always valid for every sign of the zodiac.
There were
3
some
cards.
really interesting readings in this
They
one.
were.
Yeah.
And it's doing really good on our YouTube right now, too, so maybe there's a buzz about it. Check it out. Yeah, I caught that.
We have Temperance upright. Just blame
We
Mercury
could blame it on
retrograde.
everything. Temperance.
This is all Mercury retrograde's fault today. And the Four of
I needed
Penta-
more coffee. That's what it was.
No, he didn't.
Yes, I did.
The Four of Pentacles upright, Mr. O.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere yet. 4 of Pentacles.
Take care, Kara, if you're signing off. The Ace of Wands upright.
Okay, pretty cards.
They're pretty, but they don't exactly, the symbols have a hard time equating to the card they represent.
I see.
It's a little bit tricky with this deck, but I think they're beautiful and they're seasonal. It's
So our
easy.
Lily has shown up in the Lenormand
Oh,
along with the ring.
okay, why are you... All right. All right. Yes, Sonny. It's not always about you. The lilies in the ring. Okay, so it's a general reading. Well, you know, Sama, Mercury, we've been talking about it all show, is going retrograde. So I think what this is saying right now is Temperance is saying sort of like go with the flow right now. If you don't feel this is the time to make a major move, don't do it. But if you feel like things are flowing that way and you want to do something, go with the flow right now. Go with what will make you feel more peaceful, harmonious, and balanced during this kind of up and down period of the Mercury retrograde. My advice, though, looking at the cards and seeing the Four of Stones here upright, the Four of Pentacles, is to not necessarily make these major changes right now. Maybe what this is saying is maybe you should hold where you are right now because things aren't that bad. And so stay where you are, because when I see the final card, which is the Ace of Wands reversed, it's saying that there may be delays and disappointments if you start a new venture right now. I'll stop there.
Yes, I was wondering if maybe this was saying you were having questions about, somewhere in the back of your head, about investing in something, a new project, a new enterprise.
That's
The
nice.
investment isn't necessarily money, but the Four of Coins could lend that idea there. On the one hand, Temperance maybe suggests that you feel like you're at a point now where maybe there's a status quo and you want it to move stronger in a direction rather than just staying there. But it seems like what you're looking at, you just don't feel enough confidence about that investment. So you're looking for something more to give you the feeling you should say yes. And you're not seeing it though, necessarily.
Commit to, and I'm looking at the Lenormand and I'm just thinking the lilies, the ring. Commit to planning right now. I think this is a time right now with the retrograde coming and all of that to commit yourself to planning to what you need to put in place to achieve long-term success in some area of your life. This is a time to really kind of plan and strategize. So this is maybe a good time to commit to doing some long-term planning. Or as Mr. O said, if you are looking at maybe, what did you say about a project or
possibly investing in a
investing
project.
in some new project or goal? Plan it out. Plan out the steps and stages, of development of this project or goal. That's what I think.
And it may be just that it's the kind of thing that has more slower growth around it, which could be interesting to you. The idea of something that, needs some nurturing there. But I sort of feel like if it's something you wanted to expect a quicker return on in some way, it's not necessarily this. This may be something that has slower growth about it.
I would just say that, I know, and here we're saying I would say think about it more than actually get involved in it right now.
Okay.
Because this is like giving me a clear thing that maybe things are in balance and calm right now and you're kind of okay where you're at. And it may not, like I said, taking off on a new venture right now may not be the wisest choice to make. Make a long-term goal.
And this could also apply to human relationships. It's not necessarily an abstract thing. This could be, somebody new that you're wondering if you want to get to know them better or not. It could apply to anything.
Take it slow.
Take it slow. Consider what those points of your engagement or intersectionality will bring you. Good luck.
All right, we're on Viddy.
Hi, Viddy. What is the energy of the month for August overall?
And you know what? Let's close the list.
I think we should close the list.
I need to kind of just rest and, put my legs up more and just gonna take it easy. All right.
You're welcome, Siama.
You're welcome, Siama.
The list is closed.
Yeah, I didn't even see what you said there about the 3 more readings, but I just had decided after I saw the names, I'm like, yeah, let's stop it. So the list is closed with doing the reading for Alicia last and Violet last. Okay. All right.
Okay. So what was that question?
You're welcome,
the
Sienna.
Energy for the month of August. Let's see. What do I want to use?
And hi, Viddy.
I'm going to use the Moon Baby again.
I am okay, Violet. I'm doing fine. I can't really tell because I've been keeping the leg up there without feeling if I've had any more leakage. It seems like it's slower today. So that's a good sign, and I haven't even been wearing a compression sock. So, but I haven't checked. I've had this on since I've got up this morning, and honestly, I'm not feeling a lot of wetness there. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. I don't know what my doctor's going to say about this when he finds out what, what's been going on. So I don't know. I'm just tired. I feel fatigued. And so, as I figured, close the list. It was a long night, and it was kind of nerve-wracking for me because I was worried about this. I know what my mother went through with this problem, and it's not comfortable. You can live with it, but it's not retrograde. So I really don't want to have this foisted on me right now.
Okay, what is the energy in August for Vidi? Well, the first card is the Seven of Cups upright, followed by the reversed Page of Wands.
Wow.
Seems
wow.
to be coming
Are
up
we
a lot.
not getting perfect Mercury retrograde stuff here? Yeah.
And then the Hanged Man reversed.
What?
Talk about a Mercury retrograde with that anyway.
That's interesting because that kind of flies in the face of that page, but I have some ideas there. Let me get the Lenormand out first. That might throw all my ideas off. All right, here's one. Let's see what we've got. Looks a dog again. All right. The dog can have other meanings than people, but we'll see where this is going. The anchor. And the anchor. That's going to be a little tricky one for me, I think. But this is about how August is going to go for you.
The energy, right.
It may be very, very possible here that more than one thing will be touched upon here. I have the feeling when I'm looking at that Seven of Cups upright and the Page of Wands reversed is, there might be some bad news or some setbacks this month if you try to start something new. This has come up before in a couple other readings, and it's really true about Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is a time that's better served by planning strategies, trying not to take action. Like, for example, if I didn't have to go to the doctor because I have a problem, I probably wouldn't want to go right now. I probably would want to wait till the retrograde was over. Now, we can't stop everything just because Mercury goes retrograde, but you might want to put some things on hold till after the retrograde if you can. Because the Seven of Cups is saying here, this is a time for you to really think about possible options right now. If something's been on your mind and you need to make a move or decision, what are your options? Map them out and weigh the pros and cons. This is a time to plan and strategize what's your best approach. Or if this is about starting something new, what are the things you want to do? List out the things you want to do and what's most doable for you right now. But don't do them yet. I think the Hanged Man reversed is kind of also saying here that when the time is right, you'll step off of this thinking, as part of thinking it out and strategizing, and it'll be the time to make your move.
I have a different feel here. I do like what Banshee said about the idea about thinking about our options, but I'm wondering if the Hanged Man reverse represents the idea that an option or a thing that you maybe thought you had moved beyond or was not going to consider, that maybe for some reason it comes back into your focus as something you might want to consider. I just get a minor feeling that it could be part of that. I don't think it's going to be the thing necessarily, but it could be. I just feel like it's something that maybe you had passed on already, but maybe it's going to shift back into focus. And maybe that's also due to that reverse Page of Wands. I always get the feeling like maybe this was something that wasn't considered or passed over because it didn't connect. And of course, this could be talking about Mercury retrograde. That maybe something that doesn't connect right away will eventually come back towards the end of the August, the end of the retrograde, and you'll realize that it is something that maybe you do need to work or process on.
So when I see those Lenormand, I really feel they are talking about something different here. For your month of August. I feel this is saying, hey, this isn't really a time to push forward major projects and goals and stuff. So why not anchor yourself, ground yourself into getting out with friends, enjoying August, having some good times, and being a little bit more light and doing that instead. of, trying to push anything on a professional level right now, or that's goal oriented or driven. It seems like your strength right now is to hang out with people that bring you joy, bring you happiness, and make you feel kind of comfortable and secure right now.
Yes, so that actually answers perfectly the question. The energy of August is really going to maybe make you consider being more connected to friends, especially good friends or people who represent close relationships for you. And so that could even be, online things too, that maybe, you might just decide to just spend this time connecting with people, and not necessarily working on more issues that maybe seem important but don't necessarily have priority written on them, because maybe there's something that can wait for the end of summer. That's always possible too, I suppose.
That's what we have for you. I wish you luck with that.
Good luck.
Sounds like August will be okay.
Yeah,
I just think it's more of a thinking time again and not necessarily acting. But you know what? If you have to act, I think you'll know when the time is right. I think you'll just know. Good luck with that.
All right, Biddy. And that means we're on our wonderful donator, Alicia. Thank you so much again.
I have more money coming my way this month. Let's do the 3 cards, and we'll do the Lenormand. We'll do the yes, no if we need it.
All right.
All right. What do I want to use? Let's see here. My Grimalkin Cat Tarot. That one. Whoops. Got it.
Hey, y'all.
Let's see if there's money coming in. This retrograde is already a doozy for me, and it hasn't even started yet. It's in the shadow. I know there's all the shadow stuff, and I remember saying to people, well, the shadow doesn't always affect me that badly, but this one has. So I'm kind of worried about the retrograde itself at this point.
I'm not sure if I've gotten that totally from the shadow, but I do feel like some of the things that seem to be staying in my consciousness probably are issues that I really want to focus more on and think about, find their solutions, find their things.
Thinking. Violet, just throw at us whatever. That's fine. I appreciate that, but you don't have to do that. So it's up to you. And, needless to say, we do want to do that reading for you we've been talking about, but we may just take our time and map it out more this week due to my circumstances right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to go for more testing. He's going to refer me to somebody else. What's going to happen in this week ahead? So it's a little up in the air for me. And there goes my Olympics viewing. But at least today, after I'm done here, other than writing my cards for tomorrow, I can just put my feet up and watch the Olympics. I'm hearing some partying next door.
Yeah.
So if you hear some thumping music, that's where it's coming from.
Over that way.
Okay, we have the Empress reversed. Ooh.
Wait, you're putting them all out and then you're going to...
Yeah, it's not a yes-no.
Oh,
I said
okay.
3 cards first. And
Well, I
then
thought it was
yes.
your 3-card reading. No, it isn't.
No.
Okay,
She wanted to know if more money's coming in. Death.
Even Jackie here said, "Get down, Jackie."
Death is upright. Yeah, we apparently have thin walls here. They're really blasting.
They're loud.
They're very loud.
They turn it up.
But thankfully, it doesn't happen too often, so we can forgive them.
Yes, I am.
All right, and the Fool is upright. Interesting.
Okay.
I was going to say no when I saw the Empress, but I think the jury's out on this. Let's see the Lenormand, too. Maybe that will help. Or not. Oh, see? Yeah. The stars. Oh. And the cross. Talk about ambiguous. Well, we probably will do the yes, no, but let me just say, Alicia.
Jackie.
Wait, they can hear here to the UK. That's awesome.
They
That's
can hear
funny.
you over in the UK, folks.
The Empress reversed seems to indicate a little bit of stagnation in the financial department. You may have to do something out of the ordinary, something unorthodox, something maybe that you're not necessarily comfortable with in order to generate this money coming in. So the Fool is about, a new adventure, breaking new ground. And taking a chance on something. And when I see Death Upright here, a major change could take place and shift whatever this stagnation is.
I see this pretty clearly myself too. I think that the Empress does sort of indicate maybe you're going to kind of move more into a personal level, but that's where this epiphany comes from. Like maybe this is the idea of what you suggest about new context, new money, that some of this will have to be a little bit of an introspection on your part, sort of about like maybe looking for that new venture that the Fool could be talking about, and that maybe this is saying there's a tip coming or there's some information coming that really gives you that change apparatus, so to speak. And I like those better than, I'm not sure how I'm going to go with the Lenormand.
So yeah, new contracts and new money. So I don't know if you have to take a chance on somebody, and accepting a contract from them or whatever. I don't know. But the Fool here says, take a chance on something new. Take a stab at something that may even take you a little bit outside your comfort zone. It may pay off for you. It may bring about positive growth and change. But it may come with a little bit of a price here when I look at the Lenormand. The Lenormand is like all over the place here. And,
Stars and the cross.
this might give you a little bit of grief. You might be a little bit nervous about doing what you're about to do, or it may just be a lot of work or effort or grief on your part. But I think the outlook looks good. The outlook looks good despite this.
I'm going to temper that because I'm going to say that maybe the outlook isn't exactly what you really thought or hoped it would be, but it is better than not.
Yeah, that could be. Those two together are a little bit troublesome for me because the Star is positive, it's optimism and it's hope, but is something, some worry, some stress, some grief associated with this possible new thing and this radical change causing you grief and stealing away some of that optimism that you have. So I think money is possible, but it may come through something new that may have a price, to pay on your stress levels and, your emotions a little bit.
You're going to be working for it.
So I hope that made sense to you. It's an interesting reading. I really think this was like, whoa. So good luck with that.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And let us know. I hope our money does come in. Like I said, with Mercury retrograde, it's hard for me to tell people to really take a chance. But, you're going to have to decide, is it worth the risk? Is it worth the gamble at this time? The Fool and Death together seems to indicate that it might be.
Well, what you said there, Alicia, lots of work, that could also be a way of looking at that reversed Empress, that it's not nothing that flows easily, but it may still flow. It just means it has to have a little more muscle attached to it in some respect. Thank you.
I hope so too. Alicia, thank you. I appreciate that, and I'm just hoping things work out. Maybe this won't be as bad as it seems, so fingers crossed. All right, and it's not. I have a feeling that it is a manageable thing one way or another.
Just more lifestyle changes or considerations.
Like I said, I'm a fighter. I'm not going to let this get me down. All right. I'm an Aries, dang it.
Good for you. Send some our way.
It'll be okay. It will be.
you.
I think so. So, hey, everybody, Violet's up. I almost forgot about Violet. So, what question do you have for us? Let's see. Past life. I've been reading, talking about lately. All right. I have to read that again because I'm confused a little bit. Okay. Did something happen to my birth parents in that life? Oh, okay. And I was taken in by relatives. Relatives of your parents in that life?
The ones that
or
didn't
relatives from now that were in that life too? I don't know. So I'm trying to figure that one out.
Well, a lot of people feel that people and families do reincarnate together, not necessarily in the same roles or positions or even same generations, but that they may be somehow connected still.
Relatives from that life during that life. Got it. Okay. And was one of those relatives, present card, life mother, was one of those relatives, and she caused me trauma in that life. So I get it. You want to know if the people that took you in was your mother's, was one of them your mother in that life. Okay.
So in other words, is that person repeating, is this person repeating the same mistakes or patterns that person from the past life did?
I think she just wants to know if that person was, her mom or one of them. How am I going to do that? I almost think we should start with this is one of those things again where I want to start with a yes, no, and then throw 3 cards. So
okay, it's my deck, or we can punt.
Do your deck.
Okay, I'm going to use my universal horror for this wonderful question. But you can do
it's
your
kind
deck
of
too.
funny for this question.
Okay. So we're asking as a yes or no?
Yes.
Wait.
And then we'll go into some detail after. I'm going to hold the Lenormand for the 3 cards. I think that will make more sense. So I'm going to hold off on that for now.
Counting.
Put my leg down for a minute. It's been up there almost the whole time. That's really good. I just want to see what that is. Okay.
Claws or swords?
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Stickies.
We're on deck, I guess. I made you do a yes, no, though, so yeah. It's leaning towards yes.
It is leaning towards yes, Violet.
I wanted to see that before we delved any further.
2 aces, the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands.
And then the candles are what?
Wands.
Wands. So you have the 2 of candles reversed here.
That's the 2 of Wands. Reversed.
I could look at that a couple different ways. What do you got? Because I might go with both ways.
The immediate thought that comes to me is that maybe either on the part of the ensouled entities, or from a karmic point of view, somehow this was not a choice, or that this was not a choice that someone had their own ability to make it. That maybe this was a choice where it was made for somebody, either karmically, to have these births happen in this way, or that maybe the choices that the entities made in their lives were the wrong choices for some reason.
Well, we're talking about your mother here being one of those parents, and I'm saying it's leaning towards yes. And the deal is here with this Two of Wands reversed, that I feel here that this upset your mother, if it was your mother, which it's leaning towards. It upset her plans in life to take you in. It upset some strategies or plans. It wasn't part of her plan, and maybe that's in a way why she
is carrying this to this day.
Maybe.
Yeah. Or it's there. It's there still.
Yeah. It might have pulled her away from something that she was hoping to accomplish or do, and she had to change course. So that's interesting to me. I want to throw 3 cards now about the mother in this life a little bit and just see if we get a bead on more, and we'll do the Lenormand on that too. Because, let's see, hold on a minute here. Okay.
Yeah. It represents some sort of karmic thing she can't get over for some reason.
Yeah. And it's interesting, too. I like the way you said it's funny how it came to you yesterday. Well, remember, in that last reading, we said you would have epiphanies here. You were going to have, some major epiphanies coming to you about all of this. So they're probably still rolling in. All right. Let's go ahead and do your 3 cards. We're going to do 3 cards.
Oh, I thought you were going to do the Lenormand.
The Lenormand is going with the 3 cards. I've said that a few times.
Do you mind if I switch decks?
I don't mind if you switch decks. But you don't have to count this time if that makes a difference.
No, I don't. But,
okay, you can switch decks.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the Buffy Vampire Slayer deck.
All right.
I like that Universal Horror, but the cards are really hard. They're so thick still. And
they're like,
haven't...
They're not as thick as this deck, but they're like my...
I like the dark imagery, though, of course.
Why can't I find them now? What did I do with them? Here they are. They're like this deck here with the thicker cardboard. You'll get them broken in. It'll work. But yeah, I even have a hard time counting with that deck.
10 of Wands, upright. 7 of Cups, upright.
Wow.
And it's the Page of Swords, upright.
This is so bizarre, but let me get the Lenormand on this. I know there are positive cards here, but we already know, your question and how the other cards turned out. And so I think you're going to find this reading interesting. At least, I don't know what Mr. O has in mind, but I've got an interesting take here on what I see. What I'm thinking.
The garden. And there's a bear in the garden.
Well, this is interesting. So what I can say about this situation, or, your mom in this life and what happened here, she felt this was a burden she did not want to carry. It's the 10 of Wands here, right? She did not want to carry this burden. She wanted more help. Maybe, to her, how should I say this? To her credit, I would say that maybe she didn't get enough help and support in this matter. And so that, of course, too, added to the woes here. And when you look at the 7 of Cups upright here, she was looking for options. She was looking for ways out. But it doesn't seem like she necessarily found one. The Page of Swords is here. It indicates that she had decisions and choices to make, and she was doing a lot of trying to coerce or sweet talk people into, doing what she needed to do to get out of this. I mean, inherently, these are positive cards here, but, this one's a very ambiguous card. It just says there's options. She was looking for choices and options on how to unload this burden she felt she was carrying. And so she was communicating a lot with others to try to either get the help she needed or to get out of this situation.
So that first card, the Ten of Wands, not only does it represent the sense of burden she felt over that situation or this situation, but it also sort of says, subtly or not, that she felt it was killing her.
Ooh.
That she felt really like it wasn't just a burden, it was killing her. And so maybe that's why she sought to seek options, or that she wanted to see if she had options. I'm not sure where I go with that, I'll be honest, because I'm more thinking that the Page of Swords represents the idea that, at least in her mind, she felt she was doing the diplomatic thing, the thing that grace required of her. So in her mind, she has sort of built herself up as a hero of sorts, or of a person doing the noble thing, the wise thing. That may not be true, but it's how she thinks about herself.
I can't rule that out. And you know what? With the bear and the garden here, I really feel she felt her power in the social realm. Like either, I don't know, back in that day, whether she was part of a community that, made clothing together for the tribe or the clan, or, she was a powerhouse with some leadership in the community that she didn't want to give up. She felt her power from others, and she felt restricted by this burden that was put upon her. Maybe she just wanted to be a social butterfly too, and just be out and about, as opposed to having to take this on.
Right. It almost has a feeling, really, of, once again, going back to this idea that she's the hero in her own story.
Well, but in a way, too, I'm wondering, with that Ten of Wands here, and thinking about her plans being derailed in the other reading, do you think maybe there was something cultural going on here? In other words, she couldn't refuse this burden. It's like it wouldn't have been culturally appropriate, so she felt more trapped because of that.
Oh, I like that. I definitely like that.
I'm getting that feeling somehow about this.
So the only way out of it was to make herself get puffed up over that. I did this for the tribe. I did this for the group,
I don't know, but those are some ideas I'm going to throw at you, so you can come up with your own epiphanies. More of them. So good luck with that.
Alrighty.
Interesting reading, Violet. Or readings, plural. Wow, hey, we're done, and we're right just about on time, a few minutes late.
Look at that.
I want to thank everybody for stopping in on our anniversary day.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Such a nice day for that. I didn't want to miss it, and I made it. I'm fine. I'm hoping I'll get better, and maybe this is much ado about nothing except for a big emergency room bill. Anyway, we'll weather that storm. So thanks, everybody. Hope to see you at our next live show on Thursday. Take care. Have a great rest of your day, however long it may be, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.
Thanks, Jackie. Bye, everybody. Thanks, Kara. Bye.